Landlocked Forest is this foundation, which very few people in Burlington have seen. Ed Fogelberg tells us that it's not clear when this dwelling was built. This, we're very sure, is the dwelling of Francis Bannon, and that he had a block printing company here. This has been isolated from the rest of Burlington since Route 128 in back of me, and Route 3 off to my right cut this section of land off from the main portion of Burlington. It's been abandoned, but this was the site of an industry back at the turn of the 20th century. Block printing. There were 2 factories in town. This was one of them. And it's an interesting place to visit. It is just a stone foundation. And that's actually what makes it the most interesting, having a full 19th century stone foundation intact. The house obviously is gone. Everything that was organic, the wood, the shingles, all the rest of that is long gone. Ed Fogelberg tells us Francis Bannon was assessed in 1900 for a house, a shop, and a shed on 3.5 acres of land. But there's no mention to indicate that a printing plant still was in operation here. And he says that is doubtful. According to Lotta Dunham in her unpublished history, the shop building burned down around 1920, but the house and barn were saved. I don't see evidence of a barn around here, just of the house. And this stone foundation is pretty unique here in the town of Burlington. I'm not sure of another one quite like this here in town. Structure, it's a little collapsed structure, was kind of a mystery when we first came around. I was here on a tour of the landlocked forest with many other people as they were showing it off. We got to this and no one knew what it was, except for my wife. My wife grew up on a farm in Indiana. She took one look and said, "That's a cistern." A cistern is more like a well that you would pump water into. So you'd have a water supply throughout your time, during the day, during the week. Rather than having to pump water constantly, you'd fill your cistern and draw water from it. A quick calculation shows us that these 2 rocks each would weigh in the neighborhood of 2 tons, over 3,900 pounds each. That's a lot of work without modern machinery. Moving these around on sledges, hauled by oxen perhaps, moved into place using levers. It really makes you think.